2 ways to freeze bananas so you never have to throw out bananas again. Hi, I'm Christina with eatingonadime.com. Welcome back to my sister's kitchen. I'm so glad you guys are here. We are getting down to the basics today, and I'm going to show you how to freeze bananas before they go bad so that you can use them in all of our favorite recipes like banana bread, smoothies, and most importantly, you're not throwing away perfectly good food. We love freezing items, so we're not wasting food and we're saving even more money. I have linked all of these tips in the description below. Let me show you guys my favorite supplies for freezing items. First up, let's talk about freezer bags. Freezer bags are really important for freezing things. Make sure you're using freezer bags and don't grab the storage bags because they do not work as well. Freezer bags are a great way to make sure that your food doesn't have frostbite on it or anything like that. So for today, I'm showing you 2 ways. So I have 2 different bags. Also, I'm going to teach you today how to flash freeze items. For flash freezing, you need a good baking sheet. I love this one with the rim. I have linked my Amazon storefront below, which has our favorite baking sheet. You guys are gonna love it. And we need parchment paper. This is really good for freezing items as well, and it makes clean up a breeze. So once you have all your supplies, I'll show you guys how to freeze these bananas super quick. All right, we're ready for the first way. So we're gonna talk about how to freeze them whole. This is so great for banana bread. So if you have some bananas that are about to go bad, like these were, you can freeze them whole. Now you can just throw the bananas with the peel on straight in the freezer. I've done that here. This is fine and it does work, but it gets kind of messy when it's time to use the bananas. You do have to let it set at room temperature for 20 to 30 minutes to soften, and then you have to peel off the peels and it can get kind of messy, yucky, mushy. So we prefer to peel them first. So definitely peel them first to save you that time when you're ready to use your bananas. So to freeze them whole, just peel them all off so you don't have to worry about this peel later. For this, I'm going to show you guys how to do 3. I'm going to peel 3. Oops, I got the end of that one. That's all right. This is so great for banana bread. So this is my favorite way. I like to freeze them in how many I would use for my favorite banana bread recipe, which I will link in the description below. So you can flash freeze the whole bananas, and I'm going to walk you through that in step 2. It's really easy and great. But when I do them whole, I just put them right in the freezer bag together. Again, because I'm gonna use this in my banana recipe and I need 3 good bananas. So when I defrost it out, it's gonna be perfect for that recipe. And it's okay if they break a little bit, it's fine. Once you get them in that freezer bag, you wanna get the air out of the freezer bag. Now, don't overthink it. You don't need like a vacuum sealer or anything like that. To get the air out, what I do is just fold the bag over the bananas, just like so. And just push the air out and then seal it. So we're not over complicating it. We're not vacuum sealing it or anything like that. You just want the air out so it doesn't cause freezer burns. There you go. We do recommend labeling the bag so you, in case once it's frozen, you can't recognize it, and then it just goes right in the freezer like this. I am off to put these in the freezer. So let me explain. When you're ready to use these, what I like to do when I'm making banana bread is I just throw them in a microwave safe bowl and I just zap them for like 20 or 30 seconds, and it defrosts them out and it softens them up because I'm gonna mix it together with the other banana bread ingredients anyway. So you don't have to thaw them out, which is great, and it's quick. And then in no time, I'm gonna have a delicious banana bread. Now it's time for the second way to freeze bananas. For this tip, I'm going to teach you how to flash freeze. Flash freeze is a game changer. It's a great way to freeze items and put it in a bag. And when you flash freeze it, you can just pull out what you need. It doesn't all freeze together in a big clump. So it's a game changer. I do it all the time and I love it. So to flash freeze, you need a baking sheet. Check ours out in the Amazon storefront, and then you need some parchment paper. You just want to lay out the parchment paper on top of the baking sheet, and then my box is kind of falling apart, so I'm just going to cut it so it's a little bit easier. Just like so. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it on top so that when you put your bananas on it, it doesn't stick to the sheet. So I'm going to set that aside. And then we're going to prepare our bananas. So for this way, I'm going to freeze these bananas in slices. And the reason I love doing this is for smoothies. I love smoothies, and bananas really help make smoothies creamy and delicious, and they're great. So before they go bad, you can always slice them up and then freeze them and use them in your favorite smoothie recipes. So you just want to peel them like we did on the first go around. And I'm going to place them on a baking sheet and then slice them until about a ½ inch thick slices. Sometimes I just cut off the ends if they look kind of yucky. Don't stress out too much about the size. You just want them smaller so that they blend easier. So don't overthink it. It's easy to do. Once they're all sliced up, just put them in an even layer on your baking sheet and your parchment paper. You don't want them like bunched on top of each other. You don't want them overlapping so that they freeze individually. Just put them in an even layer, and then we are going to freeze this for 30 minutes. So you want to put this right in the freezer for 30 minutes. All right, I'm going to put it in there. So they've been in the freezer for about 30 to 60 minutes, who knows, right? Then they just pop right off. So they're partially frozen. Then what you can do, or what I do, is I take them and I place them in the freezer bag. So since I froze them individually, they're going to be frozen enough not to stick to each other in the freezer bag. So when you're ready to use them and make smoothies, you can grab a handful of them and they don't all freeze in one big clump. It is a game changer. And then thanks to the parchment paper, cleanup on this is a breeze. So once you get them transferred to the freezer bag, you want to remove the air from the freezer bag so you don't get any freezer burn. Again, we don't need a vacuum sealer or anything fancy. All I do is fold it over, remove the air, and then seal tightly. And then you just place it directly in your freezer like this and freeze it. It'll last for 3 to 6 months. These are the best for smoothie recipes. I love it because when you freeze it, it becomes ice too. So you don't have to use as much ice when you're making a smoothie at home. So you get the benefit of adding the healthy banana, and you get the added benefit of the ice in your smoothie as well. So just because they are sliced also doesn't mean that you cannot use these in your baking items. You can still use these in the baking items if you want to make some banana bread and you don't have any whole bananas. Just thaw them out, as we talked about in the first way that we showed you how to freeze bananas. You can heat them up in your microwave, or you can let them thaw out at room temperature, and then you can make any of your favorite baking recipes with these bananas. We love banana bread, banana nut muffins, and also a chocolate chip banana pancakes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that next time your bananas are about to go bad, that you do not throw them out and you freeze them instead. I promise you, it is a game changer. Don't forget that we have linked all of the tips in the description below, and we've included all of our favorite recipes with bananas. So once you get all your bananas frozen, you know exactly what you can make with them. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you do not miss any more of our kitchen tips. And thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time in my sister's kitchen. Bye, friends.